man against man or human against human, the violent crimes, the wars, sexual assault, child abuse, neglect, spousal abuse, the dis-ease that seems to ravaging humanity, and all of the just imbalances that are going on. Or when I read about all of the isms that exist in our cultures and societies, racism and sexism and genderism and classism and sexual identityism and sexual expressionism and ageism and educationism and all of those isms that create this me versus you or us versus them scenarios. It's like we have to have an enemy, something to fight, something to beat down,
Unmuted.
to make ourselves beef up. Or when I hear about family and friends and students or clients or members of the spiritual community as they go through and deal with their the craziness of the world. And I always ask, as an interfaith minister, as a spiritual teacher, what am I to do? What issues or cause do I stand up for? Do I speak out against or demonstrate against? Which of these many injustices do I engage in battle, or what justice do I speak forth? And every time I ask that question, I get a very similar response. And Spirit will ask, well, what do you see? And I will say, I sense, feel, and see that all people are trying to find their way, but their starting point is not from a place of a whole, healed, sacred heart of love and light. Somehow they have forgotten about their truth of love and light within the core of their heart. They seem to act from a core of a hurt heart, a closed heart, a hardened heart, a broken heart, unloved heart, unrealized heart, wounded heart, forgotten heart, cold heart, misplaced heart, lost heart, concealed heart, or seemingly dead heart. And many of us walk the world, walk the roads, walk in our lives where we have learned to listen to the rhythms of the hurt heart and the closed heart and the broken heart and the unloved heart or the wounded heart or the dead heart. But this is not the true rhythm of the true heart. This is not the spiritual rhythm of the heart of love and light. And we are listening to the wrong music. We're listening to the wrong rhythm. We're listening to the false rhythm. Our true heart is whole. Our true heart is light. Our true heart is love. Our true heart is alive. Our true heart is truth. And many of us are dealing with what has been created as a false heart out of the need to protect the true heart. Many people have gone through life experiences in the early stages of their life, and some traumatic event has resulted in them closing their heart, shutting it down, building the walls around it, encasing it in 12 inches of concrete to protect. And then we go about creating this false heart. And then we try to live our lives from the sense of that false heart. And that is not the truth. So what I want to do today, or what I am guided to do today, is to speak to our true hearts. And to do this, I will ask each of us, if you so choose, to allow me to speak to your true heart. And one way we can do this is if we all place our left hand over our heart. And then take a gentle breath, a full breath in, and exhale. And then gently tap your heart 7 times. Allowing you to reconnect to your true heart. And again, take a nice full breath in and exhale. Leaving your hand over your heart. As I speak these words to our true heart, true heart, we remember that you are whole, that you are light, that you are healthy, you are complete, you are loved and loved. You are alive and you are vibrant. You are the essence of who we are, the truth, and our connection to our divinity and our sacredness. You are our window, our gateway, our portal, our connection to truth, light, and love. The pure vibrations of spirit. We no longer will allow fear to guide our ways. We will remember you, stay connected to you, and be with you as you guide us along our spiritual and physical walk. True heart of love and light and truth, we love you. We welcome you. We welcome your love. We welcome your light. We welcome your truth. And if you would allow me, let me speak directly to my heart. True heart, I remember that you are whole, light, healthy, complete, loved, and loved, alive and vibrant, the essence of who I am, the truth and the connection to my divinity and my sacredness. You are my window, gateway, portal, connection to truth, light, and love, the pure vibrations of spirit. I no longer will allow fear to guide my ways. I will remember you, stay connected to you, and be with you as you guide me along my spiritual and physical walk. True heart of love and light and truth, I love you. And I welcome your love and light and truth. Let us all inhale and exhale. And let us tap our hearts 7 times to bring this ceremony to completion. My work as an interfaith minister or whatever I'm called to be in that moment, as I understand it, is to guide people to reconnect to their heart and learn to live and be from that place of sacredness and divinity. And so much of the world is void of that experience. And as each of us walk our path, just imagine what that walk would be like when we remember, just as we walk without thinking about it, and just as we breathe without thinking about it, what if our walk in life is a walk in our hearts without even thinking about it? What would this world be like? What would my world look like? And I'd like to share with you these words. I paraphrase Baby Shook Holy from the book Beloved by Toni Morrison. It's one of my favorite scenes from the movie and excerpts from the book. It's when she was considered one of the spiritual elders of the group of people who lived in that part of Ohio, and she would gather in the middle of the woods and stand on a tree stump, and she would call out to the people, call them to gather around. I imagine it was a time where you could, for that moment, forget about all the trials and tribulations and the responsibilities and all of the day-to-day drama that people had to deal with, and it was a time to really honor yourself. And she said, and this is the quote, "The dark, dark liver, love it. Love it and the beat and beating heart. Love that too. More than eyes or feet, more than lungs that have yet to draw free air, more than your life-holding womb and your life-giving private parts. Hear me now. Love your heart, for this is the prize." This is the prize. For each of us to remember and love our hearts. It is for us to reconnect to the rhythms of the heart, the rhythms of the true heart, the loved heart, the whole heart, the blessed heart, the light heart, the God heart, the universal heart, the creator heart. This is the heart that shall lead us forward. Again, my name is Reverend Anthony Farmer, or Rev Bear, and I share these words with you as I am guided and as I needed to hear them spoken again myself. I share this in love and light.
Wonderful. Wonderful. This is Reverend Lisa Ray, and I've finally been able to join in, Reverend Anthony. And I thank you so much for this. My heart is comforted. Yes. And it's very, I feel like my heart has been wrapped in a cocoon of just love, and it feels like the cocoon is like cotton candy. Yes, that's how it feels to me, and I'm wondering if it feels like this to anyone else. You know, this is we sometimes realize how important it is to take care of our hearts from a physical perspective, but then we forget how precious it is from an emotional perspective as well.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
And truly, I believe there are some studies out there. I can't name them right now, but I believe there are studies that show that if you take care of your heart from an emotional standpoint, that has an even greater impact on you physically than, you trying to do physical things to improve your heart.
There's a story that I remember of a man whose daughter came to him one day and said, "Daddy, what's the greatest problem in the world?" And parents always, they anticipate when their child is going to ask them that one question that's going to just stop them in their tracks. And because they may not necessarily know the answer right off the bat. And this for him, it was the question, because he's like, well, what is it? And I can't give her a fake answer. I can't lie, because there's something profound in her question. And then he thought about it and he said to her, what came to him was the greatest problem in the world is a stifled heart, where so
Wow.
many people are not taught how to express what they're feeling, what they're thinking, what's coming from from welling up from inside. Where other people when they because kids demonstrate this existence from the center of the heart, the magic of the heart.
Yes.
And adults who don't understand that can misabuse it.
Hmm.
Uh, they do some things and it ends up pushing down or breaking or society. A child can see things inside and says you don't see that or you don't hear that or that's not true or children should be seen and not heard, and creativity can come out of the heart as well, and sometimes that gets pushed down. And sometimes in our institutions we don't do enough to cultivate that love and light coming from the heart, and it
Yes.
gets pushed down. It gets pushed down, and it gets sometimes beat down and treaded on, and everything. And so people start to not come from that place of truth in
Right.
their heart,
Right.
and then they try to make it up
Yes.
from uh, trying to do their best, and then sometimes they end up doing some things that hurt themselves and hurt society and hurt others, and they get this false sense of power and they start doing damage to everyone. And the whole time I'm listening to politicians and some other people,
Hmm.
and I'm hearing that their heart is broken. Their heart is cold. Their heart is shut down. Their true self was never allowed to be expressed, and they come up with this to fill the void.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
so if we can, so what you're doing with this 30 days of love and how it is, the energy is vibrating out. We never know how the work we are guided to do impacts, society and humanity, but it does.
Yes.
And so it's just radiating out, and it's making a difference. And we will see some of it, and some of it we won't. But
Hmm.
this type of work needs to be done.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. As you were talking about that child and the feelings being trampled on because adults don't understand it, I got the clear image of a child going out and seeing a beautiful dandelion with
Hmm.
all the little seeds on it and just thinking that this is like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen and picking it. And in my mind, I saw the child taking it to a grandparent and the grandparent saying, I don't want that weed,
That we
you know. But and that was the child just coming from its heart,
coming from his heart.
right, to share the beauty of nature with someone that they love and that possibly impacting their entire life from that point on. So,
No malice from the grandparent,
right.
no ill will. They
Hmm.
just were sharing their reality. They saw it as a weed.
Hmm.
However, it made an impact on the child, and we never know what goes forth from there. But so
Exactly.
many other people who are just doing these things to hurt other people, I look at them and I look deep, and I just see a wounded, closed, hurt, unloved heart.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And it doesn't have to be.
So true. Okay. Siobhan?
Yes, I'm so glad you're back. Yay.
I
Thank
know,
you.
right?
Thank you. I couldn't
Me,
get I couldn't get the beautiful slide of Reverend Anthony to come up on my computer, but I'll figure it out and have it for the recording, of course. Um,
Okay.
um, is there? Does anyone have anything that they would like to add, ask, or share?
Actually, I'm going to open it up. It looks like Cindy has a question. So I'm going to unmute you, Cindy.
Oh, I'm not muted?
Okay, Cindy, you're open.
Hi, everyone. Actually, the question is from someone who is with me, asking this question anonymously to Reverend Farmer. How do you go about mending a broken heart to present it to the world as whole?
How do you go about mending a broken heart? The first step is to realize that the true heart is not broken. A true heart beneath the perception of the broken heart is not broken. It is whole. The second thing, let your meditations or prayers be of love and light to the perception of the broken heart. It's an act of self-love. It's an act of self-love. Visualize seeing the light and love coming into the visualization of a broken heart and seeing that light and love repair it, strengthen it, revitalize it, empower it, see it and work it until their heart glows and is full and complete and healthy and unbroken. We won't even say unbroken, but whole. Because that is the true heart. That is the true heart. It never breaks. And so and the short answer is let love and light come in and heal your heart. And see it. Visualize it. The longer answer is we would have to work at what is the underlying thought behind the broken heart and love and send love and light to that too. That's what's going on. It's an underlying thought about the broken heart. And we can send love and light to that and nurture that and strengthen that. I hope that
Thank
helps.
you. That helps. Thank you, Reverend.
Peace and blessings.
And to you.
Thank you, because I need them.
Okay, fantastic. Did we have any other questions? If you could raise your hand and then I will unmute you.
How do I do that? I wonder if I'm on mute.
No, you're not.
Hassan, you're not on mute. We can hear you.
I hear voices.
Peace and blessings, everyone.
And to you.
Peace and blessings. Okay, I don't see any other questions, but I would like to share this. I'm not sure, Reverend Anthony, if you're familiar with the Heart Math Institute.
Vaguely.
It's a fantastic organization that really works with the power of healing the heart and showing scientifically how it's impacting the world. And I think it's just a fantastic, their phrase is expanding heart connections. Mm-hmm. So it's really showing the science of exactly what we're doing today, which is, when we send out the love vibration, that it makes a difference, and it's a huge difference, whether or not people know that we're sending it to them or not. And, yeah, I just wanted to share that. And then also the power of prayer, when we look at the statistics on that and how people that don't even know that they're being prayed for in hospitals and in various places, how their outcomes are so much more vital and fantastic. So, what we're doing is so real. And for some people that say, oh, well, it's just love, all that love stuff, it's a lot of fluff. No, it's really real, and it's happening. And they're able to prove it scientifically. So
Yeah,
thank
the
you so much.
Heart, what is it? The Heart Math Institute. They've done a lot of research. I think they were the ones who came out with the findings of the electromagnetic field of the heart expands far beyond that of the mind, and
Yes.
and interconnectedness of humanity through the heart. They've done some powerful research. I am respectful of their work, and this is quite interesting. I'm an engineer by profession, but anytime someone says scientifically proven, I go, oh, whatever. We've known that long before science came out. But they do some powerful work, and for those who can hear what they're saying in the way that they're saying, it's beautiful work. It's beautiful work. Beautiful work.
Yes. Yes. I definitely don't need it because I know it's real, but there are some people who
Yes.
feel that they need
It's another path, and it supports many people. It supports many people. They do some wonderful work. I think they were the ones I read who found out that there is a brain inside of the heart. That the heart itself has a brain.
Wow.
So the scientific approach is providing that eye-opening experience for others. So, but bottom line, it works. Prayer, meditation, sending love and light, it works. It works. Beautiful.
Yes.
Yes, it does. And I've been getting, this is Reverend Lisa Ray once again, I've been getting a good number of emails and comments on Facebook from people who have been attending, how the healing has begun for them. And we know as you heal from within, that healing radiates out from you. And same thing that you said about our hearts. What we place in our heart radiates out from to others. And the words that you were saying, as you were talking, things were coming up to me. The easy word that I could choose for the key word for today's session would be heart. That would be the easy word. But the word that really is resonating with me, whether or not you said it, and you probably did, but the impact of this whole idea is to value your heart. And that's the word that came up for me in this session. So the key word I'm going to make for today is value. Value, V-A-L-U-E, value. Okay. Is there anyone else have any comments or questions for our wonderful, wonderful shaman, Brother Bear, Reverend Anthony? Well, I know you're a shaman because every time I do something with you, I have a major breakthrough. A major breakthrough. So I know your power. For better or for worse, it's beautiful, and I thank you. I thank you for the development that I've had with you, and I invite everyone on this call to look Reverend Anthony up on Facebook, Reverend Anthony Farmer, and to see what he offers, his classes, his shamanic journeying, really take you deeper into understanding yourself better. And when you understand yourself better, it makes it so that those things in your outer world don't impact you as negatively as they may have in the past.
That's powerful.
It's true. It's true. Yes. 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 So please look him up. And Reverend Anthony, if you would like to close us out in prayer, I would greatly appreciate that.
Let us all take a breath together. Inhale, exhale. Divine presence, Mother, Father, God, the Creator, that which we all hold as sacred and divine. We thank you for being our guiding light today, being my guiding light today, and being that light within my heart. I acknowledge you. I embrace you. I thank you. And may each of us walk a little lighter as we continue our journey today and tomorrow. Peace and blessings, everyone.
Peace and blessings. Thank you.
Blessing.
Blessing.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.